Okay, this video is from January 27th, 2018, and I also mentioned that I've had encounters with people with expired tags harassing me. Okay, what I find really strange is that every time I have like harassment occurring in my life in stores, I normally always see white cars. A bunch of white cars. You'll see my red car in the very end almost. This is what gets me, and then wherever I go, look at that, you see that car right there? Those look like cop rims. And I parked here where this red car is at. 2.5 minutes later was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, white cars pull in. So I noticed, let me see if I can fast forward a little bit. Anyways, I don't know if this was one of the, you see, I can't even read it. It's like, anyways, I'm not gonna read a person's tags. I'm not guaranteed these people are, 100% sure that these people are gang stalkers. But I will say this: I find it really, really weird that I had those encounters so quick. I just find it strange. And if you remember in the past, I've complained about vehicular gang stalking, and other targeted individuals have too. Okay, now if you watch this video, you'll see that I've had some strange encounters at this place called the Dollar Tree. And these people will drive a bunch of white cars wearing black clothes and enter the places I'm at in a harassing manner. I normally never get to document it because it happens so quick. But these people sit in their car, they don't use their cell phones, they're just sitting there like observing. I've actually seen some of these people in groups using binoculars. Okay, my battery went dead. So, I think I was right about here in the last clip. So I noticed every time I got back to my vehicle, I would notice strange stuff. Someone standing in front of their car, and you would see like, one of those killer masks, someone smoking, and that's normal. People that have a kid don't want to smoke in front of their kid. But I started noticing a lot of strange encounters, people walking out at the same time I was, and not buying anything, ducking down in front of my tag and shaking their head, making their presence known. So this was at HEB. And this was also at HEB also, if you watch this clip right here.
I want you guys to really look at this. The past couple times I was going there, these people were waiting on the exits of the place every time I went shopping. Now look at this real close. It should reverse here. Now I'm gonna have to play it real slow, because if you don't really pay attention, you're gonna miss it. So let me see if I can stop it here real quick. It should go okay. Now you see that truck right there? Let me go back a little bit. Hopefully I'll be able to get it. There's a lady where that truck is at, and every time I was going shopping, this lady would pop up there at the front exit. And also she'd park next to my car at times. In a city with 2 million people, that's just not possible. Now remember that silver truck. Hopefully I can get this clip where you can see it.
Anyways, just watch the clip. It's, matter of fact, I don't know how that's gonna be more than a minute. Oh, so just let me see if I can get it. Come on. Now, if you watch this video, you go back a couple seconds, you'll see there's a woman in black standing there. And then as the video goes on, you'll see another guy standing behind his truck. It's just very strange. So just watch this video right here. So, and also this one was recently too. Check this out.
Man, I find out, I'm going to sue you.
Now, before I got there, there was a guy in this truck right here standing against his truck right there. And you can't really see it, but I mentioned that if you really put on slow-mo, you'll see there's someone standing there. He was standing there the whole time. That car was there. And the guy that was driving this black and white car, it matches the same exact car that exited 701 Brazers Avenue when I was doing investigations on these white and black cars. And I made a video about Citizens Corps and their white and black cars. So you can see it there, and a lot of HEB employees came out. So it was really fast. It was just a very strange situation. Now, bear with me one moment because I don't want to see what this is about right here.
This car is FMW6938.
every single time I was going shopping and exiting the place, the same people would exit with no groceries. And I would see them standing at the exits, and once I walk out, they would walk out. It's a really, really sick game, a real sick game.
I have cards. That I have cards.
So this is all at HEB. You know, where I see, where once I get in my car, you see someone behind their car smoking, and then they may do some like activity to let you know, like, hey, they're watching you. Real strange crap. This has been happening quite a bit. So, peace. I'm going to share some other stuff. Okay, greetings, fellow TIs. Now, I was at this place called the Dollar Tree, and I had some strange encounters in the store, like really, really strange. I had this lady with her kid, and the kid said, I'm going to kill you, and the woman said, I'm going to kill you too. And I don't know which car they were driving, but there was quite a few different cars in the area that were all the same suit. Okay, now when I exited the Dollar Tree, I noticed 6 white cars, and then it went down to 5. And I noticed that these people in these groups will have spotters. A lot of times they come in groups wearing all black, and they'll normally carry smartphones. This lady right here in particular, I don't know if I got her tag. Let's see. This one's not coming out good. It's like a GZ6443. Yeah, let me see. G7C4443. Yeah, this is not the car. There's a car across the street that I meant to get. Let me see if it's going to come out though. Bear with me 1 second. See this car right here? It doesn't have it doesn't have a tag in the front, and I don't believe it had one in the back. Let's see. Because if she doesn't have a tag on her back of her car, it's gonna look really good on my side, because I've complained in the past about being followed around by people not driving with no tags. So bear with me 1 second. Let me see if your car has a tag on it. Greeting, fellow targeted individuals. I want to give you guys some tips on how to spot gang stalkers. Let's say all the cars are parked the other way, but next to your car, 7 white cars reverse. So let me give you an example. You get out of a shopping center, and all the cars have all reversed. You see all these white cars, and they're all the same model. So let me go back. Let's say you go and there's, sometimes it's 5, 7, 8, but it happens numerous times a day. I just shared that clip, so I'll skip it. So anyways, check out this video. And I also talk about encounters I've had with people that have paper tags that are expired, and they park next to me in white cars. Really, really weird. Also check out this video right here. There's some interesting stuff in here that could also point to links concerning some of this harassment that I've experienced. And I also encourage people to check this video. I've restored the audio. A piece of it was missing, and it's right here. But when I enter and exit stores, I have strange encounters where like a woman will park next to me, and then once I get out of the store, she walks out, and you'll see badges like safety. Watch this video. It's very, very important. Also watch my video called FEMA Citizens Court and Unconstitutional Treatment. So let me go here to 8 minutes and 30 seconds. I want to give you guys an example. Now, Austin is a middle-class town. Not a lot of people here are struggling compared to other cities. Now, bear with me one moment, because I want to share with you guys this right here. Now, I don't know if you can see it, but you can watch this video, and you'll notice that the person's tag is expired. And I started having these encounters when I first moved here, and sometimes it would be 4 or 5 cars with expired temp tags parked right next to me. I found it so odd, and I mentioned in one of my other video here, I think it's this one right here, I mentioned that I had strange encounters with people with expired tags, and that I believe this is had expired tags and they're like temp tags, and they'd buy the same groceries I was buying. This was happening repeatedly. So I encourage people to check out these videos. And then I have a video here. I'm really embarrassed to share it because I had a panic attack, and I was like, I almost sounded like a little girl there for a second. I was real embarrassed to share this because my voice never got that squeaky before, as far as I can remember since I was a little kid. But these people screamed as loud as they could, not in a flirtatious manner, and they were wearing all black. I walked 2 blocks down the road, and it happened again by a man in a black suit. This was about 1 block from the Secret Service office and another block away from Citizens Corps. So the tag is untraceable. So I also want to share this. If you look at my video called Female Citizens Corps and Unconstitutional Treatment, you'll see that I'm always approached by people wearing black clothes and that try to act very threatening with me. And I've had encounters with people from the U.S. Army and so on. I found this to be very unusual because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 white cars. But in front of this is like 4 white cars, and behind me was a lot of white cars. The only car I could see that was a different color was this red car right here. So I found that to be really strange, and I had these encounters where I would go shopping and come out and there was like 20 white cars. So I decided to start recording it, and I started running some of these tags, and it came up that a lot of these people are working for the U.S. Army. If you look at my video from my other channel called The U.S. Army Joins Citizens Corps, Pray for America, you will see that I've had strange encounters with people over and over again. Also, when I've gone shopping, I noticed that these gang stalkers like to reverse their cars in groups or try to park next to another white car. When I had talked to one of these people, it became very, very obvious that they were there to observe someone. And there was like 5 white cars. But what's really strange is that these people all exited at the same time and all drove separate directions and didn't communicate with each other. But they dressed similar. It was just the oddest thing. So I just felt deep down inside that there was something very strange going on, because I got confronted by someone when he seen I was recording from that group that was from a distance away in another car. So I've also noticed that these people, like if I park at the farthest parking spot anywhere I go, they'll park next to me. This guy's a white car, and you see ICE black box. They're also tied to Citizens Corps. So I'm noticing a persistent pattern of dealing with people that are tied to Citizens Corps, FEMA, Department of Public Safety, city workers. So if we look at this video here, you'll see that I had encounters with city employees. And I've had encounters with people in the Army. Now, we know that the fusion centers are all tied to people in DOD. They work together now. We're not like a free country. Now we're a militarized country where we have businesses doing the work of our national security. So, you'll see the unmarked tag. This is becoming normal. I've seen this quite a bit, even on brand new 2018 BMWs. Craziest thing. It's been happening quite a bit. Now, a lot of these gang stalkers, let me give you an example. This guy's tag expires on January the 12th. It's an old tag. A lot of these gang stalkers use expired tags. I've mentioned that in the past. And I'm not saying that this person is a gang stalker, but I've mentioned that in my past videos that I have gone out to eat at places. And then all of a sudden, I'll look and I'll see 6 or 7 cars with a paper tag. So I just wanted to give people a tip, because let's say if I look at cars behind me and they come out having a bunch of expired tags, by looking at those tags, and if I have other encounters with them, it would prove that I'm being gang stalked. Now let me go over here. This guy wants to change lanes. So, this is how you get people. And see, look. Hey man, you flicking me off? You're a gang stalker? This guy flicked me off. Look, he flicked me off. And he has an expired tag. Okay, this guy's tag is JCB4245. Now, a lot of times these gang stalkers will do some stupid stuff. A little while ago, I watched this man exit a store as I was turning in to park, and he stands in front of his car. Now watch this.
This thing operates. Let's say you see someone with a backpack and they're standing next.
So now I'm about to park, and what I'm saying is that a lot of times when I'm dealing with these gang stalkers, they'll leave their car only when I pass by them.
Their car. Or once you. Number one, the tactics being used by gang stalkers.
So hold on one second. Let's see if we
a sense of fear.
can catch them.
So to create a sense of fear, what they'll normally do is they'll drive a car like it's fairly new, so they don't want to look off at cars where you're at, red or white cars, especially if you're nearby like places like fire departments and stuff. So don't take.
So hold on one second.
Being stalked by Citizens Corps. But a lot of times, what these people will do is they'll come in a store with a backpack, and once you get out, you pass by, then they pass by with you. So this is something like this. See what I'm talking about?
You see him? That same guy?
So they don't come out until you have.
What I find weird about this is that if you look at my past videos where I've mentioned stalking and harassment and stuff, you'll notice that, let me see if I can get him his picture of him in there. So this guy, let me go back. I don't know if you can see it, he has a black backpack over his shoulder. Now, there's a bookstore here. It's really small. They don't sell coffee. There's no free Wi-Fi. His book bag is full. So let me see if I can get a clear picture so you can actually see. Let me see if I can zoom in. And you should notice something across his back. It is a backpack. I don't know if you can see it. And when I parked, he did not leave until I passed by. Now, this is what's really strange. I've made complaints in the past, and I have a video, you have to go digging through my videos, where this guy gets out of his car once I parked. This was like 3 weeks prior. It was a man probably in his early 30s. Goes in the store, and he was harassing me. So he comes in with a backpack, similar to his. It was fully loaded. It's packed with stuff. So when I was in Dollar Tree's place right next to this bookstore and normally park in the front. I noticed that people are parking on the sides coming in with book bags. So what I decided to do was this time start parking on the side like these people. So wouldn't you find it weird if you're shopping and you see someone coming out of an expensive car or even a used car and they go in the store with a fully loaded backpack where they can't fit no more groceries? When they press the alarm, when you hear them press the alarm button on their car, or if their car is right in front of a place. So I find it really suspicious. I've never seen anything like that in no other city in my life. And I entered his VIN, and it comes up unknown, but when I run his tag, it shows up that it exists. That's something I encourage targeted individuals to do, is to run tags and to look to see if tag matches up with a new car. I've ran tags and it'll be like a brand new BMW and it'll come up a Volvo from 15 years ago. So it's pretty much all. Let me see what else I have here. Hold on a second. Now, I know you guys have seen in the past that I've mentioned that one of the tactics gang stalkers use, one of the NLP tactics, is reversing simultaneously once you enter a store. If they're on your tail and they're in a big group.
Encounters where a bunch of cars would simultaneously reverse.
Will reverse. And it'll be a lot of cars. Look at all those cars. See how they're all straight and it goes down. I'm walking down down this road. I mean, they've all reversed.
Look at all these cars.
This is a supermarket. Look at that. Isn't that weird? I mean, I haven't seen anything like that before. So hold on one second. Let me see. Let me cover it. Hold on one second. Okay, this is another video you may want to check out. It's called "Is Citizens Corps Helping Americans or Hurting Them?" And I talk about it in this video again, how I've gone to different places and I'll notice a bunch of cars simultaneously reversing at the same time, and I'll have experienced harassment from some of these people. And in the past, I have found these little black boxes. I just throw them in the trash can. They're GPS devices, and one of them is they're like $89. The other ones look a little bit more expensive, but I was able to search the brand and find it on Amazon. It's a GPS device. And at this moment, there's actually a magnet that was glued on my car under it, which the device was being attached to. One tactic that I use to see if I'm being stalked is to find a store parking lot and park my car at the very farthest parking space. And I'll look for an area where no cars park, and if I'm going through harassment at a particular place, I'll pay a neighbor. I say, look, I'll give you a couple $100 if you guys will put a motion detector behind your house. So when I park at this place, I can see how many cars have parked there in a day. So if no cars have parked there in a day or in a month, and you have a car parked next to you in that same spot once you get there, the same color, whatever, then that would give you an assumption that, hey, it's possibly a gang stalker. So I just wanted to share that tip. Peace. Now, if you watch this video, you'll see that I've had some very strange encounters. The last few times I've gone shopping, numerous people come out not buying no groceries, parking next to my vehicle, ducking down, looking at my tag and shaking their heads, and parking next to me. And they don't buy any groceries. This happened quite a few times, and these people would, really stare at me and walk out at the same exact moment I did. That's when I knew something wasn't right. So I've had some other strange encounters. I'm going to share them in a minute. Hold on. Okay, fellow TIs, I want you guys to check out this video. Now, I've been having these strange encounters where when I exit a store, someone exits, but there's nothing in their hands, and they'll park right next to me. And this was over and over and over again. And they'll always have someone standing next to the car. So when I walk out the store, this guy was parked next to me in a white car, and he walks out the same time I do, gets in his car, just sits in there for a minute. When he backs up, then I see a guy sitting smoking a cigarette. Now watch this real quick. And I showed a video earlier how you see people wearing black, standing outside. So bear with me 1 second, because I'm still playing that same clip, that white vehicle. I'm just trying to cover my information, and I want to share what happened once that white car pulled out. Once that white car pulled out, I noticed a guy standing there. Now you see that? He's in a red car, and there's a guy standing there, and he's smoking. Well, that's normal, but he's behind his car. Let's look at this other girl. Where's she at? I'm walking to, this is at HEB again. So when I noticed this pattern, when I noticed that they started parking like a car or two away from me. So I'm walking with my groceries. Tags, and also if they have disability. And I'm walking to my car, and I notice she has a disability tag on her vehicle, and there's a baby in the back seat. So bear with me 1 moment. Or if they have a handicap sticker, stuff like that. So I noticed the handicap parking lot was empty. She has a handicap sticker on her car. Now I looked at the back of people's tags. Now there's her car. You see her standing there. She has like that Jason type, Freddy Krueger type mask like you see in horror movies. Let me see if I can expand it. A lot of times they use NLP tactics. Greetings, fellow TIs. Now I just want to read some parts of this letter here from this law student, which stated that he conducted a questionnaire concerning my harassment, where he presented a short 32-minute video presenting different things that I have gone through since I've lived here in Austin. And out of all the students, 32 stated that they would lash out in a violent manner if they were to experience persistent gang stalking and harassment. The others stated they would utilize the courts and the police to help them. And then he did another questionnaire days later, and 99% of the students believe that my information is factual and that it is tied to different agencies. And he actually mentioned in the report what the students thought it was, where they thought it was coming from. And some of them wrote numerous agencies like Department of Public Safety, DHS, Citizens Corps, local police, neighborhood watch groups, just from analyzing my videos and running the tags of these people. So I found that interesting, that there's other people that are investigating what I'm sharing and that it's lining up with what I'm stating. So he stated, says, my classmates would like to know, how does it feel to be stalked and harassed while buying groceries and doing everyday activities? Now, it causes a person at first to live in a state of fear and anxiety because, first of all, these people have not established a relationship with the target. So if I'm the target and I have people following me around while I'm shopping, that means that they are not only stalking me, they're harassing me, and they're trying to provoke me. Now, if I'm not following these people, and if you look at my channel, I'm asking government agencies for help, then that would mean that if the government is not helping, that they would have to have knowledge, or these congressmen would have to have congressional oversight of what is going on. Because let's face it, Citizens Corps is tied to representatives, congressmen, and we know that Congress actually supports these Citizens Corps programs. A lot of these congressmen, they want fire, EMS, regular Joes getting information, receiving information from our fusion centers, from police, so they can monitor. So we have all these different spies in the community. And what happens essentially is that we have a program where people are targeted, which are predominantly marginalized. So it leads to social isolation, because let's say the fusion centers are targeting people with a past criminal record that made a mistake 20 years ago. Now we know that the fusion centers, they do target people that made a past mistake. So they're going to share your information with local neighborhood watch groups, and they can say, oh, the person is a possible this, a possible that, a possible this, you know, when they're making assumptions about people. And assumptions cause problems. Now, we know that gang stalking and harassing people while they're shopping, eating food is unethical, and that it ruins a person's day. When I first moved here, I was eating with a relative and exited a restaurant, and there was a man standing right in the front of the door with a curly white earpiece. Now we know the FBI doesn't really use those. I'm sure they probably do every once in a while, but it's mostly people that are tied to DHS. You know, so I started having these encounters one after another. When I was getting out of doctor's appointments, I was being harassed. Even while I was waiting to see the doctor, I've had encounters where I was being harassed at doctor's appointments. Had people bypassing security, showing some type of badge to talk to my doctor, and then all of a sudden I'm treated differently. And when I walk out, I have people surrounding the door like something bad's going to happen. So I don't even like going to the doctor no more. So this movement is all about isolating, causing anger, and causing people to be socially castrated, socially isolated from a community. So that way, when you start communicating with people around you, they're going to be like, ugh, you know, we got to stay away from this person, because they've been told that most likely you're crazy or delusional or something because you're complaining about Citizens Corps or an agency harassing you and you have proof. So the blue wall of silence is real.
We know that DHS has a lot of stakeholders, which are secret society members. The majority are. You look at like the Fraternal Order of the Police, hundreds of thousands of people that are predominantly what? Freemasons. So these people are not bad people. A lot of them are good, but we also have a lot of really evil ones high up in the hierarchy. And these movements are tied to like Eastern Star. These are people that make these neighborhood watch group manuals. So when you are dealing with secret societies, different people that have different beliefs, like what's it called? Dominion theology, and stuff like that. You have all these different beliefs. You're going to have people that are going to want to practice these beliefs. And they're going to have people that are going to look down on you because maybe you're not white and a Freemason, or you're not part of this group. And then when you talk against them, not calling them bad people, but saying like, look, I don't like what you're doing to me, and calling them out or exposing them, then they want to attack you more because then they see you as a threat to them. But the good thing about the attacks that I've experienced is that I'm recording. So it actually helps to link the people behind my harassment and the agencies and secret societies behind it. So the more they attack me, the more powerful I feel. Even if they use an untraceable tag, because I'm getting their pictures. And in some cases, I'm throwing on GPS devices. So that way I can find out where they live. And what I do is, from there, I actually hire private investigators. And due to that, give me one moment, I've been able to get some serious evidence from a lot of these people because I've been able to get people's phone records, and I can actually prove that these people have connections with police, all of them. So if I can prove that all the people that are dealing, that I'm harassing me, stalking me, doing this community policing have ties to law enforcement, then that would mean that local police, sheriffs, and all these people have to be in cahoots in this community policing movement, and that our intelligence agencies would have to be on the same page. Because if we see that Congress has congressional oversight over these programs, like Citizens Corps, which they do, and they're not doing anything, that means that they don't care. That they're turning a blind eye and saying, okay, we don't care, do what you want to do. We don't care if it leads to a problem. After all, it's nothing more than research. There's no time for research in games. We either know what works or doesn't work. And you can get 1,000 people in a room, professors, that are educated, and you can do polls and say, look, if we systematically harass this person, is something bad going to happen? And you're going to find out the answer. You're dealing with people that, that are MDs, or people that have a tremendous amount of knowledge in dealing with people and have a lot of experience in studying like human psychology. But psychological warfare is not going to cut it. Spending 10, 20 years in the U.S. Army and just knowing how to perform psychological warfare skits, it's not going to cut it, because this is not not a battleground. Americans are not out here running with guns and groups trying to take over the government. Americans just want to go to work, rent day, eat food, eat a hamburger and a hot dog, and watch a football game. That's the case for most Americans. You give them a hamburger and a hot dog, and they're happy. So people just want to be able to survive. So when I'm shopping and I'm experiencing this at numerous stores, first of all, it causes anger, it causes anxiety, and for some targets, instead of them just dealing with it, they'll end up getting a gun. Now, do we really want some Hispanic person, white person, black person, just any person that's marginalized, that's being socially isolated and harassed by neighborhood watch groups and people in the community? Do we really want these people going out and getting a gun and then taking the anger out at a place, maybe at a supermarket or a mall or a school? We don't want that. So it makes sense if you're going to harass someone or get even with them because maybe you're offended, you're a politician, someone offended you, that you do it a couple times and you stop. It's like, hey, I teach you a lesson. Then when you're using products from like the amazing1.com website and you're attacking people with ultrasonic acoustic weapons, then you're not helping them. These devices are being used on targeted individuals. A lot of people buy them. They're like less than 40, 50 bucks to build a really good one. You can probably build one even cheaper, and they'll go out 300 feet. The acoustic waves, you can actually trace it with a directional noise detector in some cases. There's other devices that can track them. The U.S. Army intelligence, they have these called signals intelligence units. I'm sure they can actually pick these up and locate these devices in seconds. We're not going to see them, I promise you, coming in your neighborhood trying to help you, or if you're a targeted individual. There's not been no recorded cases of the U.S. Army helping targeted individuals. There's been no cases of the FBI, CIA, Navy. None of these organizations are going to help you. So the best thing to do is, fellow TIs, pack your bags up if you can and move out as soon as possible. So I've pretty much answered your first question concerning how I feel when I'm shopping. I've gone off at some other topics, but pretty much when I'm shopping, it's degrading, it makes a person angry, and I've shared that the possibility of bad outcome or bad side effect side effects coming out of the gang stalking is highly possible, because these people are doing research and they're predicting. So we have like predictive policing, where we have people predicting what a person can do or where they're going to be at and then going there. That's why it's important, targeted individuals, to set up a pattern. You want to have a pattern of places that you go to. It doesn't matter if the people sign a million non-disclosure agreements. If you can show a pattern of harassment, and you can show, look, these people are wearing city clothes, you know, they're popping up when you show up at a place, then it looks bad. So there's another question here. Can you share some clips of NLP tactics used on yourself? I'll go ahead and make a clip, and since this video is 12 minutes, over 12 minutes, I'll go ahead and share it before this clip. So that way people watch 12 minutes of me talking, they're going to be like, no, I don't want to watch this no more. And they're going to miss the clips. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll make a video. It's probably going to be about maybe an hour or two. And I'll put something together real quick, edit some clips. But it's vital to target individuals. Information is power. You know, when you got people's phone records, you fire private investigators, and you can show this is tied to the city, state, federal government. You can do some legal damage in a court of law. There's no reason for violence. There's no reason for you to lash out on these people. That's what they want. Think about it. If you're going for a walk and you're being harassed by firefighters, you're being harassed by police, neighborhood watch groups, then who's the problem? If you're persistently asking for help for 2 years straight, and the same people are still at it again, still at this crap, harassing you, then that links them to the problem. They can say whatever they want, but when you're recording persistently, and you're recording the same groups, firefighters, EMS, local police, neighborhood watch groups, women's groups, Asian groups, LGBT groups, Chinese groups, and you're recording this over and over and over and over again, then it clearly shows that this is a movement tied to the city, that it is a movement tied to the state and federal government. Because first of all, if you're complaining to federal agencies and they haven't done anything, then that would make them partly responsible. That would actually show signs of contributory negligence, because they are allowing excuse me, they are allowing this, and they're not investigating. So if you're contacting people that are supposed to investigate, they have a duty to uphold the Constitution, uphold constitutional rights and the law, and they're presenting facts, and then you ignore it, that makes these people partly responsible for any problems that our country has. So it's a win-win situation for all targeted individuals, because if you're showing information that's damaging, these people don't help, then it links them to it. If you're sharing it with foreign intelligence agencies, they're going to be stating, well, okay, what did you do to help? You showed you proof, shared with you links of where his harassment is coming from, and you did nothing. So it looks really, really good. So these people have to harass you more and more and more, because they do not want to look like the bad party. They want to make it like, oh, he's the dangerous person. He's the person that's out of control, when really it's not. Because after all, if you can prove that you're being harassed while shopping in different parts of a city in a day, that would mean that you would have to be stalked by a group of people that have a agenda towards you. They're trying to cause a problem. Because if you're shopping with your grandmother, and these people are harassing you with your grandmother, that means they're trying to cause a problem. And if they're doing this to you, they can do it to someone else that you care about. And that's why we're having problems. These activities lead to mass shootings. We've been able to verify this through medical professors that can be utilized in a court of law. These programs lead to anxiety. It can lead to poor health, such as mental health issues, psychotic rage, homicide, and so on, psychosis. So there is a whole host of illnesses and issues that can arise from these programs. Thank you for listening. Say no to violence and say yes to counterterrorism and respecting the U.S. Constitution and our laws. Peace.